Before we get started here, I just wanted to let the YouTube algorithm know that I am a fully licensed medical grower in Canada, where it is fully legal. I have paperwork to back it up. Everything I do is 100% within the law of my country. And this is for documentation and entertainment purposes only. Hi everybody, CANNABEARD Grows here. How the heck are you doing? I hope you're well. Today on Friday Night Gardening. Yep, I don't know, I had a weird delay on that one. I struggled with the name for a while, and I think I've settled. I think I like Friday Night Gardening. There was a little bit of drama over in the clone tent. We'll have to deal with that. And speaking of drama, actually, I'm going to address this, but I'm not going to dig into it. I was actually a little bit surprised by some of the responses on my How to Not Grow Mids video I did. But I actually had a bunch of people sort of arguing semantics with me and saying that's not what it means, because I pointed to the middle of the plant and I said that smaller buds generally come from the middle of the plant, which is true. And I had some people coming at me saying that that's not what it means, and it means low quality or low THC levels. Tomato. The smaller buds in the middle of the plant are gonna be less quality than the tops. They are considered middle quality. That's what I was getting at. At any rate, I don't want to argue. I don't mean to argue, and I hope that people come at me without arguing as well. I like to have a good discussion and talk about things sometimes. It is what it is. I just wanted to mention it a little bit because I thought it was a little odd, and I got a lot more odd attention than I expected. Anyway, we're going to talk about how to not water your plant with hose water today. Don't water your outside cannabis plants with your hose. It's a simple thing to do. It's so easy, you just want to do it. Hose right there, you go water your whole plant or your whole garden with the hose. Why wouldn't you water your cannabis with the hose? Because it's not pH balanced. Because the water coming out of my hose is like 7 pH. That's not good for cannabis. Not good for organic. You want it like 6. You can have a little wiggle around 6, but you want it low 6, not low 7s. So what I personally do is take a garbage bin or a large vessel of sorts. If you got one of those water cubes, right on, good on you. Fill that thing with water, aerate it, pH balance it, and then use that water to water your plants. Hi there. Editor Beard here. I also wanted to mention that town water, assuming most of you guys live in towns or jurisdictions with, proper water, is also full of chlorine and chloramine. So aeration is really good way. 24 hours of aeration will off-gas most chlorines and chloramines. You can also use, what I personally use, is this stuff right here, Prime. It removes chlorine and chloramine from water. Like almost instantly. Just mix it in and it's good to go. This stuff has been used in the fish tank aquarium business for a very long time. And if it's good enough for fish, it's good enough for my weed. You should water all of your plants that way. You really shouldn't be watering any of your garden with hose water. Hose water just isn't pH balanced. That's the reality. Unless your hose water is coming out pretty darn good in the low 6s, then hey, you can use hose water. But me personally, I got mid to low 7s on my pH. So I just wanted to discuss that a little bit. I'm going to be feeding them bucket water today, worm tea kind of thing. We made a tea. We'll get into that. We got to get into what's growing on here in this tent. I will say the fact that I am actually surprised at how big and tall and humongous these things are growing. I might run out of room. I hope not. I got a weird curl that's been bugging me in my beard this whole time. There we go, I hit it. Okay. Like, subscribe, all that kind of action if you enjoy the show. That's a mouthful. Sorry for the long beginning. Let's get into it. Okay. So here we go. Another batch of tea. However, this is a bit of a nutrient tea, not just a compost tea. There is compost in this thing right here, but I also put some Alaska fish fertilizer in there and a couple other little things just I had handy. Some microbial mass, worm castings, and rabbit poop, and a couple other things in there as well. If you want more information on my compost teas that I do,
I've got lots of videos. I'll post one in the links below. This one's not frothing up like it used to. It must have been one of the, maybe the fish fertilizer or something I put in there. Something I put in there is not allowing it to froth up like it normally does. Normally you get this wicked foam sort of stuff going on, but whatever. Let's go feed it to the plants. There we go. Give that one a good old hefty watering. This is a Pineapple Express Extra. I just threw it up on the deck here with bunny stuff. This one I did not top, so it does have a nice top cola. Everything else has been topped, so I can't even tell. Like, these are both colas, I guess, on this one here. These two front ones here, again, are peanut butter breath. And these ones in the back here are mango cushes. All of these were purchased from Coastal Mary Seeds. You can use my name as a discount code. I'll post it up on the screen right here. Yeah, there you go, CANNABEARD 25. Save yourself 25% off. Man, my garlic is doing so good right now. I'm really happy with my garlic. Okay, while I'm at it, I might as well give you a full little garden tour here. I showed you a little bit, but here, let's just do the whole thing all at once. Potatoes, 3 different types of potatoes, and the far one back here has got some potato berries on it, which is like apparently potato seeds. Pretty interesting. Strawberries, obviously. We got lots of strawberries here. A couple of little flower beds, a sunflower, a bunch of onions, and scapes or something. Well, obviously the fucking cannabis right here. We got peanut butter breath, a bunch of catnip, just more plants and stuff. These are the mango kush. As I said, we got a bunch of carrots. Looks like some of them have gone to seed. No, that's something else. I think that might be chamomile or something. Nope, that's chamomile over there. I don't know what's going on with some of these pots. Some of these pots are got random stuff in it, to my knowledge. Yeah, the weed's looking pretty good though. Yeah, it's finally been nice for a week or two here in a row. More strawberries, and more strawberries, and then our humongous garlic bed. We got each section has a different variety of garlic. We've got 4 varieties of garlic in there. Looking good. And we got this beautiful, beautiful Notches blackberry. This thing produces huge, long, skinny, like big thumb blackberries. Oh, we got some spider webs up on this one. Okay, anyway, these are some more blackberries. I don't believe these will fruit this year. They were just new little sprouts this year. We just bought these little tiny ones. Herbs, and more herbs. Yeah, that's what's in here. Herbs, some flowers, herbs. Okay, now let's go look at the deck. Okay, here we go. We got some peas and some peas. This one's not looking so good. It's gone a little bit yellow. I think we need to defeat it more than we did. This is one of the trays I give the chickens. I just grow assorted greens in there and then give it to the chickens and let them eat it. Cucumber. We got our first golden zucchini. Golden zucchini. You didn't see that. We got peppers. We got more peppers. We got peppers, and we got tomatoes. This whole corner is all frickin' tomatoes, like right here, and then peppers. And then under here, I've got some cabbage going, and one of the peppers under this little greenhouse thingy that I got here. Just the reason I have that, honestly, is to keep moths and stuff from laying slugs or laying bugs, and I've just gotten nothing but slugs and crap in my cabbage in the past, so I'm going to try to protect it from assorted bugs and stuff this year. Anyway, that's what we got growing out on the deck here. But first, before we get any further, we got to take a quick moment and thank today's sponsor. You know who it is. It's MARSHYDRO. thank you very much, MARSHYDRO, for the continued support. I love their product. That's no fib. I truly do love their products. I love their tents. I love their lights. I love their watering systems now that I've been using. I love their new smart control system. I cannot say enough good things about that. It truly is an amazing automation system. It has every feature and timing cycle you could possibly imagine. You set it how you want it, and it just works. One of the things I noticed recently is during a power outage, everything came back on and it was still the correct time, and all my timers were still back on. I didn't have to reset anything. So yeah, if you want to love MARSHYDRO products nearly as much as I do, use my name as a discount code. Save yourself a couple of bucks off your next order. Thank you very much, MARSHYDRO. And now let's get back to the show. The lights are just coming on. This will be, I believe, this will be the infrared, which only comes on for about 10 minutes before and then 10 minutes after the lights go out. So that's why it's the only thing on right now. Kind of creates a pretty wild look in here. It's a sort of a dark red, purpley kind of color. It's pretty cool looking. Anyway, these lights will be fully on in just a couple of minutes, and then we'll, but for you, it'll just be like a quick second. So let's just do a quick transition and it'll be done. Okay, there we go. The lights are all on full. They've ramped up and they're all good. Look at this. We got buds. We got buds everywhere. So this front row is, these two here in the front are Peanut Butter Breath, and then the two in the back are Pineapple Express. Oh man. Happy plants though. So here's the tell of the tale down here from last week. If you remember, I stripped these ones almost completely, lollipopped them, whereas, oh excuse me, I got hiccups. We're gonna leave these ones a little more alone, a little less defoliation, and we're gonna see how that light handles that scenario and helps these out. The extra light from the bottom will help some of this too, but I think it'll help this one more just due to the fact that it's closer. Whereas this one here, where the light is shining, is kind of there's no leaves there. Anyway, yeah. So this is the AdLight 100 from MARSHYDRO. This is the drainage system from MARSHYDRO, and I've got their automatic watering system set up. So I've got watering, and I basically just this is just in here temporary. I moved the thing, but normally I've got that MARSHYDRO soft bucket thing sitting right here. But for you just fill this up with water, and it does watering. You've seen it in the last weeks. I did a whole video on it. They got little emitters there. They spray out the water, and any excess water runoff drainage goes down here into this thing. There's a little pump with a sensor on it. As soon as the sensor trips, it pumps the water. At the moment, I have it going right back into here. That sort of creates a solid loop cycle, so it would just recycle the same water over and over again. But that's not the plan. You usually want two buckets. You want one for wastewater and one for your feed water, and that way you can test your runoff for stuff like pH balances, how much nutrients density, the ppm for nutrients and stuff, so you can see if you've got anything going bad in there. Man, look at that. We got some buds that are getting close to the lights there. Yep. We got, I don't know, 5 inches left or something, man. That back one there's got like 2 inches or 3 inches. It is what it is, but man, they are looking good. Very excited for this grow. Yeah, that's about all I got to show you today. Everything's doing well. It smells really good. I am dealing with a little bit higher of a humidity than I would generally like. If you look up here, oh, well, the humidity is low right now. We're at 40. That's because the lights just came on and I got the door open, and this room is pretty low. But generally speaking, this tent has been sitting upwards into the you know, mid to high 60s. Often I have to open the door and use the room dehumidifier to deal with it, to get it down a little bit. I don't mind if it's like, you know, maybe 60. That's okay. If we've got lots of airflow and stuff, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah, I've ordered the MARSHYDRO dehumidifier tent system. It hooks up outside the tent and runs a hose in for drawing moist air into the system, and then it pushes dry air back into another hose. I think having a good, efficient dehumidifier in here is going to help me keep a bit better control on the high spikes of the humidity. Yeah, it's a little bit dry at the moment, but trust me, I don't need to add any. As soon as I close this tent, the humidity spikes up in here pretty quick. Okay, that's all we got for here today. Okay, so we're in the small MARSHYDRO tent. Still got this MARSHYDRO TS1000. That is what this is. It's an older light, but it's a pretty darn good one. And then we got the clones and the mother and stuff. I only kept one of the mothers. I didn't need both in here. But you can see the clones look pretty shitty right now. Two reasons. Number one, I used tap water a bunch, and I don't think that was a very good idea. Number two, I actually let it dry out one day because I wasn't paying attention, and now every day I make a check to make sure that there's water. There's water in there right now. I'll be putting more water in there today, but every day I put a little bit of water in there now. They should survive, some of them. I only need 3, so hopefully they fucking survive. But yeah, they did not like being dried out, and they did not like tap water, I'm assuming. This one here is doing some funky colors and a little bit of rusty pieces down there. Yeah, it's, yep, this didn't love whatever I did either. Anyway, be diligent. Water your plants with pH-balanced water. Be careful, and don't forget to water them. Be diligent, as I said, and that won't happen. Anyway, stay tuned. Hopefully, this will still work out okay. Okay, folks, that's about all we got for today. So thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please give it a like. Subscribe if you're not already. And if you did and you are, thank you very much. Next week, we'll be looking at the further adventures of the 5x5. See if those buds end up touching the lights or not. Watch the buds develop more. That's super fun. And we'll see the outcome of what's happening in the clone tent thing. On that note, I'm actually going to be moving the clone tent, that small little 2.5 foot by 5 foot tent, into this room. I've got another brand 2x4 over there, and I don't need that much space. I don't want the light that's in it right now for what I'm doing for the project. I need that more than I need that right now. So that's what we're going to do. And don't forget, every single Sunday on both YouTube and Twitch simultaneously, at Sunday at noon, 12 Pacific Standard Time, noon, me and the wife do SUNDAYSESH, is what we call it. And basically we just get stoned and chat with the community and show off the community's gardens and stuff like that. It's a fun little time, a little thing we do, ritual we do every Sunday. Yeah, so come join. I guess that's all there is. I'll see you next week. Cheers.